Olympic values were respected and observed, wouldn't you?
Our goal is to inspire and enable people to adopt an active, healthy, and fulfilling lifestyle.
Team sports allow us to talk about life skills.
The Olympic Games in sport sees itself as a promoter of human rights.
It is time for me to introduce the moderator for this session. The moderator for the session is the very, very inspiring Mr. Jaideep Sarkar. Look, I must say I've spoken with Jaideep Sarkar on a couple of occasions in the past, and every time I speak with him, he just injects so much energy into me. You know, I might be weary, I might be feeling tired, but a 5-minute conversation with Mr. Sarkar definitely injects bottomless reserves of energy into me. And Mr. Sarkar is the executive board member of the Indian Pierre de Coubertin Association. He's also a global active city officer with the Asian silver medalist in volleyball and a senior coach, Sale Bokaro Steel Plant here in India. Mr. Sarkar, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having
Thank
you.
you.
Mr. Sarkar, you can definitely give the viewers a better sense of what the topic is that will be discussed, as well as introduce Mr. Michael Gross, who of course is the very eminent speaker that we have for this session. So over to you, Mr. Sarkar.
Okay, thank you, Anubhav. Really, this is a very nice experience to be here, and for this, I am extremely thankful, especially to the President of Indian Olympic Association, Dr. Narendra Dhruv Batra, the Chairman of Olympic Education Commission, Sri Prashant Kushwaha ji, and my friend Dr. Rakesh Malik, who is also a member of this Olympic Education Committee. This is the first time that the National Olympic Committee of India is taking this serious step to make India better in sports by means of Olympic education and inculcating Olympism and other allied measures and means of the Olympic movement. Particularly speaking in this topic of global active city, let me introduce first my good friend Michael Gross, and then he will deliver his speech, and due to this disturbance, I think it is better to continue. Then in between we will discuss everything. Michael Gross is the Operation Director and Global Active City Manager for Evaleo Association. He has a long-standing experience in the field of healthcare in hospitals and social institutions in Switzerland, as well as in the active promotion and implementation of governance models related to physical activity, well-being, and sustainable health. He is also involved as an expert in the active well-being initiative that helps cities and organizations to improve the lives for individuals and communities through the promotion of physical activity, sport, and well-being for everyone. I think we are a very good friend, and we have explored a little bit for the promotion of this program in India. And now I think I will hand over this to our friend Michael Gross, Project Director, Global Active City. Please.
Thank you very much, Jaideep. It's a long introduction for my profile, but it was clear. Thank you very much. Before I start with my presentation, I just have to thank Dr. Narendra Batra, the president of the Indian Olympic Association, for the strong support and also the encouragement expressed during the inaugural session. I had the chance to participate and it was great. Also to thank Mr. Prashant Kushwaha, the chairman of the Indian Olympic Education Committee, for officially inviting me to this great event. And of course, to Mr. Niraj Mehra for his proposal to participate in this event, and I'm sure for the great coordination he did for this event also. And thank again Mr. Jaideep Sarkar for the great collaboration we started last year related to the project in Bokaro Steel City, and perhaps also in the future to develop the global active city approach in India. And finally, let me give congratulations to the entire team of One Play Sport for the great broadcast. I'm really happy to participate in that event and to see how technically it could work and how this broadcast could work also. And until now, it works very well. So congratulations, because that's what we ask for, that kind of thing. And when it works, we have to say also. So now let me just share my screen with you to start with my presentation. So for the next 30 minutes, 35 minutes, I just like to introduce with my intention for today. So I would humbly contribute to the development of the Olympic movement and Olympic education in India. And as you've said, Jaideep, particularly on the aspect of promoting physical activity, well-being, and active society. As you know, active society is an important topic also for the International Olympic Committee. They have a commission, Active Society, that promote physical activity and have a lot of programs to enhance this field. I would briefly present the Global Active City Program and some of the experiences of the cities involved. As you've said, Jaideep, also some words about the program that we started in Bokaro Steel City in India. And of course, I would be happy to exchange with the partners involved in this great event and to answer all your question at the end of this session. And of course, after the session, I'm still available to continue exchange, discuss with the relevant stakeholders. So just a few words about Evaleo Association. We are an international non-profit association founded in 2011. We are based in Lausanne, Switzerland. And mainly we are a network and an alliance of experts, professionals, and partners from the field of well-being, physical activity, and sustainable health. So our goal is to inspire and enable people to adopt an active, healthy, and fulfilling lifestyle. And to achieve this, our mission is the development and active promotion of well-being and sustainable health for everyone, as well as the education related to well-being and sustainable health for everyone. So now, to understand the context and the principle behind the Global Active City program that has been mentioned by Jaideep, our approach is based on two different areas. One is to make sure that every individual can benefit from moments and places favorable for the well-being and sustainable health in one's daily life. As individuals, we know that just thinking about our well-being, physical activity, and health one time per month, it's not enough. So we have to be able to do that every day of our life. But to do so, it's not easy, as you know. So it's also important that the collective, the organizations, the local communities, cities, institutions are able to create supportive context for the well-being and sustainable health. So finally, we can say that promoting physical activity, well-being, sustainable health is a common responsibility for the individuals to act and for the organizations and communities to propose supportive context. So in our activities and related to the programs that we manage and develop, we always tried to identify the needs on the ground. That's why we are working with some organization, could be universities, could be companies, and of course as well cities and local authorities to identify on the ground the needs related to the different areas of the society. And we are also part of some of the international organization committees just to align our approach. And here I took the example of the World Health Organization Global Action Plan on Physical Activity, of course the SDGs, the IOEC vision of active cities as a legacy of the Games, and of course the Kazan Action Plan of the UNESCO. So that's very briefly the main activities now that we are dealing with in Evaleo Association. So I will give more words about the Global Active City program for the communities and cities. We just raised in May the FISU Healthy Campus by FISU. So we collaborate with them and support them to build the program. So the program is for universities and university campuses around the world. And I'm sure in the future it will have also great connection with the Global Active City program to promote physical activity, well-being, also for all the students around the world. And the third one, what we started this year with the European Federation of Company Sports, the Active Workplace Certification is really focused on organization, companies that want to promote physical activity and well-being for their employees at workplace. So now, to start more deeply, allow me to show you this small video from the World Health Organization that speaks about physical activity and sedentary problems related.
We live in a world beating with urgency, breathing with difficulty, breaking under necessity. We are a society consumed by technology, compact in proximity, choked by inactivity. We are global, we are responsible, we are trending, we are too inactive. Everyone, everywhere, every day. We have a plan. Time to activate our government, activate our environment, to activate our society. It's time to activate movement, to activate improvement, to reverse our direction, to activate trends. We need to alert you. We need to activate. Everyone, everywhere, every day.
What I like with this video is to express exactly the field in which we are working. And I just so the key works that I took from this small video is that we are too inactive, of course, I know that. But I also like the fact that it's time to activate our governments, our empowerments, our society, and ourselves. So that's perfectly aligned with the program Global Active City and the actions that we want to support. I won't be too long with the numbers, but I think everybody knows that more than 50% of all deaths globally are largely influenced by unhealthy lifestyle, so unhealthy diets and low physical activity. So I mentioned here the NCDs. And what is good to know is that the United Nations now recognize the important role that sport and physical activity play as a vector for wider benefits on sustainable development issues. I participated and our team participated in a lot of congress, a lot of committees and different events from the United Nations. And we can really feel that the power of sports and physical activity to face the problems, some of the problems of the society, and to help to achieve the sustainable development goals is really strong. So that's also what we are trying to do with the Global Active City program. And also to understand why we decided in this field to work more deeply with local communities, local authorities, cities, regions, is simply because most of the world population will live in cities. It is estimated that 6.4 billion people will live in cities by 2050. So it's a lot of people. So we are sure that if we are able to act in the urban areas, it will have great impacts. And of course, it's also because finally cities and regions are the setting in which people are living. So they have some opportunities to promote physical activity and to act concretely on the ground with the local stakeholders, association, companies, private, public, to really propose something concrete for the people. So now about the global activity. Based on what I explained before, it was important for us related to Evaleo Association mission to propose a very concrete program that can help and support this general effort. So that's what we did. We have developed an international standard, ISO compatible, so based also on the ISO rules to build international standards, so with the recognition and the copyright validated by ISO, and a certification scheme, and of course as well an education and empowerment program for cities. So we did that in collaboration with STAFISA, the International Association for Sport for All, and supported by the International Olympic Committee. So mainly, the global active city approach for a city is a label, so a certification scheme for the cities that are interested by being recognizing for the work, the great work they are doing on the field with their stakeholders, and to promote physical activity well-being for the citizen. It's also a network of active cities, global active cities, that we are growing now. I would say some words about that after, but we have now 7 certified cities, and we have 10 more cities that join the network, included Bokaro Steel City in India, and I will come back on that later on. Of course, the idea to make sure that we can benefit from the network and from the experience of all the cities involved is to have tools and support to share knowledge, to share information, to share experiences within the network. So just a brief overview of the certification scheme. So we have the global active city standard, the requirement for the certification. After you have a certification process, so when the city is certified, the certification is valid for 4 years, with every year follow-up audit by an external organization. When cities are certified, we organize an award. That was the case in 2018 during the Olympism in Action Forum in Buenos Aires, in the opening of the Youth Olympic Games. The picture you see here, it was the award ceremony during the Olympism in Action Forum of the IOC. And of course, after cities are able to use the label, and it's very important to understand in the approach, the certification and the label. Of course, it's an important tool in terms of communication, but it's just a vehicle to being able to share good practices, to share successful stories within the network. So that's the main purpose and the main focus of the certification, is really considered as a vehicle for a more strong mission behind. I won't be too long. This one is just to understand a bit of the content of the global active city approach. So it's based on those ingredients, a strong political support and leadership, and contextualized and targeted approach, because you will see every city is building his own active city approach. I will show you the example of Buenos Aires in Argentina. So they named their approach Ciudad Activa, and they have their own branding and their own goals and focus. It's a collaborative governance system focused on continuous improvement. And one of the most important and perhaps also one of the most impactful ingredients is the multi-stakeholders and cross-sectoral alliance that manage the whole approach. And I will give more words about that. Also, of course, branding and communication, and use really the branding as something that federates all the stakeholders that are engaged. Some coordinated networks, use events that act as catalyst, and you will understand with the Buenos Aires example that, of course, using the great big huge event as the Olympic Games or the Youth Olympic Games, or it could be a World Cup of football or any kind of event. It's a great opportunity to use the benefits of this great event and to make sure that it will maximize the work that is managed on the ground with all the stakeholders. And of course, venues of skills and social interaction. So just a small explanation about the basic principles behind this governance model of the global active city. So we have the commitment, strong political support of local governments. They are pushing and they are supporting to build a multi-sector and multi-partner alliance. And I will give you some examples of Buenos Aires, how it could work. This multi-sector and multi-partner alliance is empowering a lead officer and a delivery team, which are cross-sectoral resources to manage the program. So this lead officer and the delivery team, as well as the alliance, are linking with all the networks and all the local community stakeholders. I put it here some examples, of course, schools, college, universities, clubs, associations, sports centers, and so on, so forth. And finally, the idea is to make sure that all those stakeholders with a coherent approach are able to understand the best possible the needs of the communities and to provide programs, activities, opportunities, events to help them having some supportive context and strong opportunities to move and to think on their well-being and to act. So as I said before, we have the 7 first certified global active cities: Buenos Aires, Hamburg, Lillehammer, Liverpool, Ljubljana, Richmond, and Lausanne last year. And 7 more cities joined last year and this year, included Dakar in Senegal. And it's very interesting because as you know, they are now on process to organize the Youth Olympic Games in 2022. And we started also to work with them to see how they can use the Global Active City program as part of the legacy plan related to the Games. And we started also working with Bokaro Steel City in India. So now, just to finalize this information about the Global Active City, allow me to show you this small video made in the Olympism in Action Forum in Buenos Aires 2018.
Well, for Liverpool to be one of the first global active cities in the whole world, it's a fantastic honour. and just reflects really well on us in terms of the amount of work that we've done over the last few years to get the city more active.
To Lillehammer to be a global active city means that we now, better than before, are focused on the need to go active for the whole population.
So we see in this rewarding global active city another opportunity to show that also in sport we can do something big for our citizens, for healthy lives, for sustainable living.
As a big city, we have the special responsibility to support physical activity, to support sports in all ways we can, because it will help us to live together as a growing society, as a more and more diverse society.
It's not just about feeling good, although that's brilliant. We can actually reduce levels of illness, levels of disease. We can reduce deaths every year. We can reduce incidence of diabetes. People who are active feel better in themselves. They have more energy levels. Their stress levels are lower. People are happier overall. It's a wonderful thing to do. It really is an added value to all they did till now in the area of sport, because you can see so much better thing to do, so much wider thing to do, to connect sport with the social programs, with the health programs. And this is what is making the city more livable.
La celebración de los Juegos Olímpicos de la Juventud impulsará los beneficios de Ciudad Activa. De hecho, este programa es un excelente ejemplo del legado de estos Juegos. Ciudad Activa dejará beneficios sociales y largo plazo años después de la clausura de estos Juegos.
El deporte es una forma muy sana de vida.
So let me stop the video now because time is running. So I come back to the presentation now, just for the 5-7 last minutes. Allow me to show you the example of the city of Buenos Aires. As I said before, they organized the Youth Olympic Games in 2018, and with the support of IOC team, we had the opportunity to start working with them in 2016 to start implement the Global Active City program alongside with the Buenos Aires representatives. So the process is really like that. You have the organization committee of the games that manage all the steps from the pre-bid to the deliver of the event. So of course, the organizing committee in their legacy plan can include some tasks and some objectives related to promoting physical activity and have impacts on the people on the ground and all the stakeholders. But we cannot ask too much to the organizing committee because they have a lot of things to do to prepare that. So the idea is to manage in parallel of the process of organizing and deliver the games, working very deeply with the city representative, the local stakeholders, sports centers, etc., to build capacity and to build a program that is really connected with the key stakeholders, the actors, and that is finally after the event sustainable, and that is really based on a strong partnership and collaboration and commitment of all the actors on the field. So as you see here, of course, the Active City effort was part of the legacy strategy of the Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires. I just put it here, a small paragraph from the vice mayor of Buenos Aires at this time, Diego Santilli, That's mentioned that for them, in terms of legacy, the Ciudad Activa program that they built is certainly an incredible legacy that now stays 2 years after the Olympic Games. So I talked about the multi-stakeholders and cross-sectoral alliance, which is something very crucial and fundamental for the global active city approach. So they were able, only in few months or even 1 year, to build a strong alliance partnership between all those city departments. And I'm sure you know that it's not something easy, so it takes time. And they were really able to use the organization of the games, as well as the external support and external recognition from the global active city, to build this strong alliance between all those city departments. So that's the internal alliance, and over the years they were able to maximize that and also include in this network and to build alliances with other key stakeholders from business, from a lot of medical associations, from 3 universities that now are committed to their Ciudad Activa program, and of course some sports institutions, included the Boca Social, which is the foundation of one of the 2 bigger football club in Buenos Aires, as well as the football club River Plate, that are really members of the alliance, and they all signed a declaration to be part of this network. So just one example of a concrete and specific program they were able to build in collaboration with the Foundation Boca Social is this Liga del Portero Femina. So it's a new soccer league for young women from the social clubs of the city. So they really used the support and the power of the Ciudad Activa program, and as well as the support of the Global Active City team and all the stakeholders behind, to build a championship, a league for 18 teams that engage a lot of girls from the different communities of the city. So in terms of numbers, just a brief overview, I won't be too long with that, just to mention that they had, after 4 years implementation of this program, more than 10,000 additional users in their clubs. They were able to build alliances with a lot of NGOs around that in 40 locations. As I mentioned, they were able to increase a lot the work with the local sports clubs. So it's 450,000 additional members that's practicing sports and physical activity all through their clubs. Of course, they work a lot on the public spaces. More than 70 running events per year, so it's a lot of people that can participate. Probably the biggest event, one of the biggest events over there, is the half marathon, but they have also much more to propose to the local communities. And what they did also, and they are proud of that, is what they are calling the estaciones saludables. It's the healthy stations. So they have around 40 healthy stations in the parks in the city, and it's totally free for every citizen, every individual that wants to have a health checkup or nutritional counseling and physical activity counseling. So it's very used in the parks. So now, for the last perhaps 2 minutes, let me say a few words about the Bokaro Steel City program. They were able to launch this Global Active City program at the beginning of this year. It was just before the unfortunate COVID crisis. So you can see here Mr. Jaideep Sarkar just in front of the big communication content that they built for this program, and on the right side you can see the Deputy Commissioner Mukesh Kumar of the government of local government of Bokaro Steel City. And to finalize, let me just give the floor to Mr. Mukesh Kumar that speaks about the opening of the program in Bokaro.
नमस्कार, आपको मालूम है कि बोकारो जिले के भीतर जिला प्रशासन के इनिशिएटिव पर सभी जो भी प्रबंधन कंपनियां हैं उनकी और लोगों के मैसिव पार्टिसिपेशन के तहत हम लोग ग्लोबल एक्टिव सिटी प्रोग्राम, जिसके तहत इंटरनेशनल ओलंपिक एसोसिएशन के द्वारा बोकारो जिले को, बोकारो शहर को विशेष मान्यता दी गई है। उसकी स्ट्रेंथनिंग के लिए और लोगों को और ज्यादा जागरूक करने, उनको फिट रखने के लिए हम लोगों ने स्माइलिंग बोकारो मुस्कुराइया बोकारो है कार्यक्रम के तहत लोगों से अपील की है कि सब अपने अपने घरों से निकले, और 19 फरवरी को संडे का दिन तय किया गया है। ये पीपल्स ड्राइव है, पीपल्स पार्टिसिपेशन पे चलने वाला कार्यक्रम है। लोग ज्यादातर लोगों से अपील है कि वो स्वैच्छिक तरीके से इसमें अपनी भागीदारी सुनिश्चित करें। वो अपने साइकिल से आ सकते हैं, पैदल इस कार्यक्रम में हिस्सा लेने आ सकते हैं, जरूरत पड़ने पे वाहनों का प्रयोग भी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन इस कार्यक्रम में आए आप अपनी खेलने कूदने की चीजें जो है जरूर अपने साथ लेकर आए। कोई चाहे तो वहां पर आके स्किपिंग कर सकता है, कोई बैडमिंटन खेल सकता है, जुम्बा, एरोबिक्स, योगा और ऐसी कई एक्टिविटीज भी प्रपोज की गई है। साथ ही साथ डिफरेंट एज ग्रुप को भी ध्यान में रखा गया है, उनके लिए भी अलग अलग एक्टिविटीज प्रपोज की गई है, और टाइमलाइन को भी काफी रिलैक्स रखा गया है। मॉर्निंग में 7:30 से 11:30 तक की हम लोग योजना बना रहे हैं। ये सब कुछ तय होता है कि सचमुच जो है बोकारो की जनता कितने उत्साह पूर्वक इसमें अपनी भागीदारी सुनिश्चित करती है, या कोई सरकारी कार्यक्रम ना होकर ये लोगों की भागीदारी वाला कार्यक्रम है, जिसमें बहुतेरे कंपनियां भी जो है अपनी तरफ से सहयोग प्रदान कर रही है और अलग अलग एक्टिविटीज को भी स्पॉन्सर कर रही है। आप अपने घरों से निकले, आए, थोड़ी वर्जिश करें, थोड़ी एक्सरसाइज करें, घूमे फिरे, टहले, और बोकारो को ज्यादा स्वस्थ बनाने में, बोकारो को ज्यादा मुस्कुराते हुए बनाने में अपनी भूमिका।
So the message, of course, was in Hindi, but I thought it was important also to reflect the great commitment of the local government of Bokaro Steel City. And just to finalize, we started also initial discussions with representative of the city of Chandigarh, Dr. Ramnivas, that I thank for the first video conference that we had just 1 month or 2 months ago, and we'll see in the future if the city of Chandigarh will also come in and join the program. Now I will stop share my screen because I'm at the end of my presentation, so perhaps I can come back with you, Jaideep. Do you want to add something about what you did in Bokaro?
Yeah, a little bit. Just for the information of the people who are listening and who are observing this program, this is a very unique program and very different from the traditional activities of sports. And in due course, quantity gives quality. It is the same thing. With the support of health and physical activities and sports, we have to make and mold our city a better city. And rather, we can say we have to rejuvenate the city. What I understand that if in any family or any nucleus shape of any bigger thing, if it is injected to the core part, that is the society. If you want to make our sports and health of the people in India better, we have to put this type of programs like Global Active City in certain cities which are organized one, and thereby we can maximize the number of people playing sports, and thereby the people will get improve their health, even their immune system at this drastic stage of COVID, they can get benefit from sports. It is not only sports, we will get good sportsmen, good academicians, good authors, everything, in every walks of life, we will get better champions. And that is the main funda of this program. And gradually we are trying to maximize the number of in India, just like Mr. Gross told that next maybe the Chandigarh city is in the pipeline. If everything goes right, then we will have a good city like Chandigarh in the Global Active City Network. And speaking about this program, I will definitely appreciate the activities, the support we got from the Active Wellbeing Initiative and Global Active City Program, and particularly the Evaleo management. And definitely we will come up to the mark, and then the support and the parameters as given by the organizers and the setup of Global Active City, the things will come up. And I am also thankful to the our Indian Periodic Bulletin Association, because these two activities are those activities which are being in function in India. Global Active City Program and the Olympic education in schools through the Indian Periodic Bulletin Associations. I think with this I must thank again to the Indian Olympic Association and all the stakeholders and the chairman Kushwaha Sahab, Mr. Malik, and all my friends who are associated closely with this program. I think some revamping is coming in the field of sports in India. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, just to conclude, again, I really have to say that I'm happy to participate to this great event. We all know that the Olympic movement, Olympic education is huge. There's a lot of things to do, a lot of things that all the stakeholders, international, national stakeholders are already doing. That's a great example, this new committee built in India for the Olympic education. And I'm proud also to participate to this global effort, and as well as the national effort. Perhaps also to conclude more specifically about the activities related to the local communities, local authorities, the cities. One thing very important that we learned with the initial experiences we had with this program is that just to change a bit the paradigm, saying that it's not always to the city administration to answer to all the challenges of the society and to give an answer to all the problems of the society. Sometimes it's too much, because of course that's a responsibility they have, but they cannot manage all. So changing a bit the point of view and saying that government can also be a leader, of course, it's their responsibility, but they can also become more facilitator of networks and an alliance and multi-sector approach, and maximizing and empowering the role of the local actors. So it's something very different. Of course, it's difficult to build because it takes time, time resources to build the teams and the governance system. But finally, it's a better way also to make sure that it becomes a common responsibility, and physical activity well-being become a common responsibility of the local stakeholders as well as the city government. So that's something very important, and perhaps that's one of the main impacts behind this program.
I think it is a nice program from your side. Many thanks to you. We will continue our program.
Many thanks, Jaideep. And again, thank you, everyone. That's a great event, and I'm sure we will have next opportunities to exchange and to discuss together in the future. So thanks again.